Hey amigos, last spring I started a little experimental compost thing with my tomatoes. Basically, tomatoes are an interesting plant. They have the ability to develop roots anywhere along the stalks and all that stuff. You can actually take a tomato plant and stick it in the ground, and sometimes it'll take root and grow. But because of that, people have taken advantage of that to turn tomato planters into compost bins. So it like serves double duty, right? For example, last year I had that humongous tomato plant in that 5-gallon bucket there, and I started it out by taking just a little tiny plant and sticking it right in the bottom and just throwing a little bit of soil in there. And then as the summer went on, spring and summer and everything progressed, I would throw kitchen scraps and, all plant-based material, and then I would throw it in there and then throw a little bit of soil on top of it to keep the flies out of it. And then over a period of like months, all the way into fall, it pretty much reached mostly full. So I don't generate a lot of waste because I'm just one guy. But anyway, now it's time to pull those radishes I have growing in there out and then dig that soil out of that container and see what kind of compost, what quality of compost it generated. So basically the tomato plant grew and I got tomatoes and it was great. And on top of that, I had a functioning compost bin as well. So I'm going to dig it out and see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. I see some not totally broken down eggshells. That's about all I can see of what was in there though. A lot of roots from the tomato plant, mostly broken down. And as we go deeper in, we get older compost. Look at that, really black, rich soil. Yeah, I think this was a success. Not bad. Okay. Successful experiment. As the summer went on, or the spring went on, I would just add more kitchen scraps and then a little bit of soil over the top of it so that it would keep the flies off, and then I would just add more, and I would cut dead plants that I pulled out of the garden and pieces that that weren't food, that were just part of the waste material, and I would throw that in there too and cover it up. And man, over a period of a year, with the tomato plant growing in the bucket, I had both tomatoes and a working compost bin. I wonder if the warmer soil, because of the breaking down compost, I wonder if that helped the tomato plant at all. So it's really rich, dark soil with really well broken down tomato plant roots. So yeah, and I'm going to take that soil and I'm going to transfer it into one of my other earth boxes, and then I'll try mulching a little bit. That's something that I didn't do before. And then I will start over again with that bucket again with a new tomato plant, and then do the same thing all over again because it works so well. Now, if you own a condo like me, or you live in an apartment house, I think it's a really cool thing for various pieces of your equipment to serve more than one purpose, and this is just a perfect example of that. So this serves as a compost bin and a tomato planter. Now, if I had a family or something, I would probably need 2 or 3 of these planters with in order to handle the kitchen scraps from a family. But for just one guy like me, that pretty much does it. Now, I did notice that at the very top, really close to the top, there were some unbroken down, or not totally broken down, eggshells. But as I got farther down, the eggshells seemed to disappear, and I know I put them in there, so apparently they do break down after about a year or so. But the ones in the top have only been in for like maybe 6 or 7 months or so. So there you go. Later. This is kind of interesting. The roots of the tomato plant went out into the water reservoir of the planter that I built, and it's pretty cool to see. You can see them right here. Partially broken down already, but this was all underwater, and so was this soil right here. Pretty cool. Time to reassemble it. Notice the 2 holes. Here's the watering tube. Goes right in there. Then you just fill it up with a hose or whatever, and it waters the plant from the bottom. Highly cool.